The year was 1945. The war in Europe, a conflict that had consumed the world for 6 long years, was finally reaching its bloody, grinding conclusion. Across the continent, cities that had stood for centuries were now just skeletal remains, their streets choked with rubble and smoke. The great armies that had clashed with such ferocity were exhausted, their ranks thinned, their resolve tested to its absolute limit. And caught in the middle of this vast, historical inferno were the ordinary people, the men, women, and children just trying to survive the firestorm of history. But in one small, seemingly insignificant town, a single 18-year-old boy made a decision. He decided he would not run. He would not retreat. He would stand his ground, no matter the cost. His name was Anton Kuznetsov. At 80, he was barely a man, his face still holding the softness of youth. Yet his eyes carried the weight of a seasoned soldier. He was a private in the Soviet Red Army, part of a unit tasked with defending a small, unremarkable Polish village from a retreating German tank division. These were desperate, chaotic days. The German forces, though defeated on the strategic level, were still lethal, fighting with the ferocity of a cornered animal as they fell back toward Berlin. When the battle for this small village erupted, it was swift and brutal. The German counterattack was overwhelming. Most of Anton's unit was wiped out in the initial chaos of the assault. Soon, he found himself utterly alone, the lost man standing between the advancing German armor and the terrified civilians hiding in the cellars and ruins behind him. Then, he heard it, a sound that had become the terrifying soundtrack of the Eastern Front. A low, thunderous rumble that seemed to vibrate through the very earth beneath his feet. The unmistakable sound of steel treads crushing stone and dirt. A German Tiger tank, one of the most feared weapons of the war, rolled slowly and menacingly down the main street. It was a monster of steel, its massive 88mm cannon swiveling, scanning for targets, turning with cold, mechanical indifference towards him. Anton looked at his own equipment. He had no artillery support. His radio was silent. There was no backup coming. By any military calculation, he had absolutely no chance of survival. All he had was a single, solitary RPG-243 anti-tank grenade, and a reservoir of courage he didn't even know he possessed. The Tiger tank ground to a halt not 50 meters away from him, its long barrel, a dark, hollow eye, pointed directly at him. In that moment, the world seemed to shrink to just the two of them, the boy and the beast of iron. Every instinct in his body, every fiber of his being, screamed at him to run, to dive for cover, to disappear into the ruins and live to fight another day. Echo hold. No one would have blamed him, but he didn't. Instead, he took a slow, steadying breath, the dust and smoke filling his lungs. He whispered a quick, silent prayer to his mother, to God, to anyone who might be listening, and then, with a cry that was swallowed by the din of battle, he charged. Everything seemed to shift into slow motion. He ran, his boots kicking up dust and debris on the broken street. The world was a blur of smoke and fire. Behind him, the tank's main cannon fired with a deafening roar. An explosion erupted just meters away, the shockwave throwing him forward, but he kept his feet. He saw his chance, the tank's vulnerable underbelly. With all the strength he had left, he pulled the pin on his grenade and dove, sliding across the rough ground, pushing the grenade directly under the massive track of the machine. The world went white. The grenade detonated with a concussive blast right beneath the tank. It wasn't enough to destroy it completely, but it was enough to tear its steel tread apart. The giant machine, a titan of war just moments before, screeched and groaned, lurching to one side as it was crippled. Smoke, thick and black, began to pour from its engine compartment. The tank was disabled. Stunned and confused by the ferocity of the one-man assault, the German crew bailed out, scrambling from the hatches and retreating back into the chaos. The unstoppable had been stopped. Anton lay on the ground, wounded and bleeding, but alive. The dust began to settle over his worn uniform, and for a moment, there was silence. Hours later, when Allied troops finally secured the area and reached the village, they found a bizarre scene. A formidable German Tiger tank, burned out and immobile in the middle of the street, and a short distance away, propped against a ruined wall, they found Anton. He had managed to crawl to a defensive position, his rifle still across his lap, as if he were still standing guard. His incredible act of bravery had single-handedly saved the lives of dozens of civilians who were cowering in their shelters. Anton Kuznetsov was posthumously awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union, one of the nation's highest military honors for valor in combat. But as the years passed and the world moved on, his story, like so many countless tales of individual courage, was nearly lost to the pages of history. He was 18 years old, a boy who stared down a 45-ton tank and did not flinch. His story is a powerful reminder that true heroism is unmeasured by the size of your army or the power of your weapons. It's not about strength or might. It's measured by the will to stand firm, to do what is right, when everything and everyone is telling you to run. This is the story of Anton Kuznetsov, the 18-year-old soldier who stood against a tank and, in doing so, etched his name into the annals of heroism. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more incredible stories of courage from history.